anything in Discord
There it is.
for the streaming function. I'm just seeing the file.
We're back.
What?
It worked.
Okay.
The levels are registering now. Check it out.
Okay.
You have to talk first to check it out.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
See?
I see it though. There it is.
So what did I miss?
Nothing.
Technical issues.
No
Yeah,
audio in
anything in Discord
There it is.
for the streaming function.
The standard Geek Gab stuff.
Which is
It's
some new
something with the YouTube channel.
Yeah, which is some new problem every time.
Yeah, chat says they can hear us now.
Thank you, chat. Okay. Back on track. So, welcome back, chat, to our second attempt at this. I'm going to delete the former stream after this, but I'll leave it up because I got the link to the current real stream on the previous failed stream. But it's given us time for our panel to fill in. So tonight we have Ardenon Studios, Catholic Lancer, Emperor, and the redoubtable Martel. How are you, gentlemen?
Doing fine.
I'm just fine. Thanks for having me.
Doing good on my Friday, effectively.
Oh, that's always fun.
And I'm recovering well.
Well, good. Yeah. So we've been running into a new problem, chat, which CL also had last night. CL, would you care to share with the class?
YouTube not capturing Discord or mic audio while streaming. At least I think in my case it was YouTube because OBS seemed to be functioning normally. So all of my witty commentary on my dad's soul stream was completely lost.
Like tears and rain.
How are you liking that game, by the way?
It's a lot of fun. Lots and lots of fun.
Yeah, because this is
It
your first
reminds
time
me
playing
of-
one, right?
It is. It reminds me of the place where I'm stuck now. Reminds me of the old school like adventure video games, where you're just like, all right, I don't know how to get past this thing, and I can't brute force my way through it. So I need to find a clever workaround, or just go explore some other part of the map. So I will say, not having played a ton of 3D action RPGs outside of Zelda, I don't have a great benchmark for difficulty, so all I can say is the difficulty is at a fun level.
This
And
is
I'm enjoying the challenge.
This is Dark Souls, correct?
Correct, the first one.
Okay.
Classic game. Over compared to everything, of course, because game journalists were all told to play it, so now that's their benchmark for difficulty. But, you know, sometimes a thing is popular because it's actually good.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, and speaking of this game, so we are currently at the gates of Rirvana's castle, pursuing Malak the Hell Knight, who came to us as a frog, spoke to us with the voice of Satan, yada yada, told us to come get her sister Alma back. It's good times.
And we just did what he asked.
Well, we're going to do what he asked and kill a lot of people. Let's begin.
That doesn't seem to make things better.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
gonna
say
go
it
full murder hobo.
with a shotgun. Well, I think it's just like a flintlock or something, but either way. Oh, hey, Omega Katana, who's just dropping in. Alright, what do we got? 2 archers, one on the parapet, Malak, a knight at the gate, and another archer. Well, they're being smart about this. They have the high ground. Hey, what would standard doctrine be in a situation like this?
What? A fortified position?
Yeah, fortified position. What you want is inside the gate. The gate is defended by guys with a lot of range.
A siege? Or a very clever tactic that'll get written about in future history books, if you're the kind of commander who can pull that off.
Yeah, I don't have enough people for a siege.
You've got the magical equivalent of long-range fires. You could just pummel the defenders until they're gone. Or if you've got any way of sneaking or teleporting some dude up there to cause havoc.
I actually do have the teleport skill. I'm gonna need to...
Historically speaking,
Yeah.
I think that historically speaking, you want about a 5-to-1 advantage in favor of the attackers when you're going after a defended position.
They won't let me.
Free firearms, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yep. But you've also got magic, which most people don't have.
Yeah. Magical rules.
What is the aggro in this game like? Can you try and lure them off of the castle top to fight you on the ground?
I don't think the archers are going to fall for that, but Malak might. The knight definitely will. So I could turtle. Although the wild card is, I can't control her, and I think if she dies, it's a lost condition.
Ew.
And she's probably going to go pants on head
Right.
Riri.
Yeah, I've always hated moments like that in games.
Although I could sedate her by having my magic users cast stop or don't move.
Seems like the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
So something interesting, I remember in Warfare that was very interesting about World War II, but has gone away from now, is World War II was kind of attack and defender had almost equal cost effectiveness, relatively.
Well, yes, but only because we're including the Germans against the Soviets in that analysis.
Could you be a bit more detailed on that?
Sure, Battle of Kursk. Might pull up the actual stats. One of those just absolutely insane things. Yeah, Germans had... Well, they were outnumbered by a ratio of 2 and sometimes 3 to 1, or even 5 to 1 in every conceivable area, including men, tanks, guns, mortars, aircraft, everything.
By the way, it worked.
And yet they... Oh, nice.
Sorry, but anyway.
The Germans wound up losing 160,000 men. The Soviets lost over 250,000 killed, and another almost 1 million sick or wounded. With similar casualty ratios, once again, for every single piece of equipment. And that was the Germans attacking into a prepared, fortified position that had been worked on for months.
So they actually assaulted a 1 to 5 position, effectively?
Yes. and they still did more damage, and the only reason that they didn't actually drive the offensive home was because we invaded Sicily, so Hitler pulled up the offensive and pulled about 20 divisions to reinforce Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So that the data set's going to be really skewed because Germans are OP.
Well, because the Germans were good, and they were fighting the Soviets, who
We're not
really
good.
were not. And also had no regard for human life, so they just threw men at the problem.
Right,
Which
right.
is why the Soviet Union lost 20% of its population.
Right. So what would you estimate, I guess, at diesel punk World War II tech is the effective ratio?
Still about 5 to 1.
Really?
Well, artillery and air support do a lot to even things out.
Yeah. I guess what I was referencing is the cost. Like, you need a equivalent fighter plane to go after a fighter plane
Whoa!
for the defense and defense, while we have... Oh.
He's
Whoa.
walking on water.
Oh.
Sacrilegious.
Hmm.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Well, I guess you got today modern, a lot of man pads and small arms that can go reach out and take down multi-million-dollar equipment, and they're only as expensive as the most expensive Lambo or Ferrari, but that's a good ratio.
Yeah, modern day, we really don't have any data, and the only current data set which is being developed is how do I put this? It's completely useless. There is so much bad information, misinformation, and just plain lack of information that there is no point at all in trying to do any serious analysis right now.
Mm-hmm. You also have the theoretical problem of even if you take strategic nukes off the table, you have equivalents like fuel air bombs, MOABs, other stuff that can make dense troop maneuvering against a hard opponent that actually has got similar tech. They might be able to really mess up dense movement.
Yeah. It's... like I said, there's no point in trying to do any analysis right now, especially when you're not privy to special information.
Right.
Which I'm not, so...
So let's go for fun zone where we have more information. Like DCS uses basically 80s technology because they can get almost the literal manuals and specifications for certain parts of the fighter programs. So I guess then what would be the effective ratio in late 70s, early 80s tech?
Again,
And-
about the same.
Oh yeah. I'm assuming the same. I'm more of like the cost ratio. Like, what
Oh,
would it...
also difficult to say, just because dumb shells and rockets are comparatively cheap, whereas precision-guided munitions are vastly more effective, but they also cost about 1,000 times as much as dumb munition.
Right. Like you could make a rocket or into a missile and have a simple heat-seeking camera system, but to make an advanced one that's precision guided that you reach out from miles and miles away with laser guiding, it's a lot more complicated.
Yeah, as Chan points out in the chat, that hasn't stopped all the YouTube armchair generals, and they know how the current... Like, this
Yeah.
video keeps popping up in my recommendeds, and I think I mentioned I use private browsing just because I hate internet history clutter, so I actually see what the YouTube algorithm is pushing. And there's this video of a study of the failed logistics of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Oh.
And it's just some random nobody. We're 2 weeks in.
Yeah. No.
We're not actually going to know how it goes until it's over.
Yep. But yeah, no. That was actually one of the cool things though about the Desert War in North Africa in WW2 was how it was like true maneuver warfare, true logistic trains were affecting how the Rommel and the British were going back and forth, because you could shorten up your train and then have more ability to resupply and re-attack and maneuver around quicker.
Really?
Yeah.
And, expanding on that?
Yeah, the North African campaign, I have a little old book, I need to go find it, but it really goes over just how it was just pure maneuver warfare, and how when either side started losing, they would benefit from it because they would get a shorter supply line, so then they could basically regroup after whatever action and then can thrust back from the enemy. So, yeah, and it, like, we almost will never see any conflict like that, truly. It was only because it was also not about people killing a person or anything. It was just about getting what literally you'd have in video games, oil resources. Basically, like if you played any RTS, it literally was just about that, getting the oil. So all the maneuvering would be about maneuvering for the ultimate goal, getting there.
Right.
So it's kind of fascinating. It's like one of the few instances of, I guess you'd say, modern-ish warfare that ever fits the video game armchair's definition of, well, what you could simulate in RTS.
In fairness, modern video games have got pretty good about simulating stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'm not discounting some of them that are a lot better and like try to simulate morale and stuff. But fundamentally, they still pretty much boil down to resources and micro-maneuvering. And that's what the Desert War really was all about, was resources and micro-maneuvering of troops. It literally had nothing else except maneuvering and resource management. So as they would say in RTS, is micro-movement. Let me see if I can go find the book.
So it looks like those two that you have left there, Brian, are pretty well guarded. You've been hammering on them and nothing's been working.
Brian?
Yes.
Alright, I still have it. Oh no. Bot. Oh my.
That got him.
Yeah, I'll retract my previous statement.
Well, I might have been using characters that were incompatible, like in terms of zodiac signs. I'll have to check what his is. Yeah, let's see what's going on with this guy. There's a pretty high faith. I think that helps with magic resistance.
Yeah, most everything you've been throwing at him has been bouncing off.
Okay. So I don't want any Aries, Libras, or Capricorns attacking him. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Emperor.
I think Martel was going to say something.
Oh,
Nah, that's fine. Just a question for later. But I'm enjoying the conversation.
Okay, the book is it's from the 70s, The Desert War in North Africa. The author's Stephen W. Sears, like the old Sears catalog, but no hyphen, and that's before this. And they had a consultant from Major General ISO Playfair, CB, DSO, MC, retired. So I think he was Marine Corps. Or not Marine Corps, it looks like it was British, actually. From the British military history. Yeah. But, it has multiple sections in it, but it pretty much, to get the contents, the desert background, pretty much set up. It was all about the oil in the Middle East, which we're still fighting over and talking about today, so obviously very important. Rommel to the rescue is the next part, where Rommel basically screws with their plans. The British did start winning, and then Rommel came in and he started pulling shenanigans, basically like some Korean coming into your StarCraft and wrecking everyone. So then, strike and counterstrike, even though Rommel was winning, a lot of people believe he would have won if he wasn't pulled back for reasons. I can't remember what was going back on mainly in Europe, but he had to eventually be pulled back. The British did make counterstrikes, and Rommel did. The logistic train came an issue for Rommel as he pushed forward closer to Egypt and the oil. You want to say something, Martel?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Then the Desert Crisis, the decision at El Alamein, and Operation Torch, which I think that's when it basically is about because we're Americans, we got to write a book about us, so it talks about our showing up and basically coming in and basically ending the whole campaign. There was still pretty much a good chance they could have kept going on and pushing against the British, but once we came in, it was pretty much game over in North Africa in Operation Torch, November 8th, 1942.
Especially since we cut a deal with the governor of Vichy, the Vichy French territories in North Africa,
Yeah,
for him to
I do remember
hand
that.
everything over.
Right. So, but I think the fascinating, and I'm almost sure there was a movie made somewhere, but I don't think there was. I would have to look up. But I still think the North African campaign is one of the most fascinating. Like, if you were to make ideal modern warfare, and warfare is still bad, it was the most pure war of the modern warfare era. Because it was just resources, troops, logistics, no civilians in the way, relatively, because it was basically desert. It was just about get resources, maneuver troops, and use whatever dirty tactic you need to get it done. Like Rommel and use minefields left and right to be able to force them into corridors so then he could push them in certain ways.
Greater good.
That's why I think it's one of the most fascinating parts of World War. Yeah, greater good.
Greater good.
So,
Drop the link into General for that book, Emperor.
yeah, I'll see if it's still got an Amazon copy. I think it's at least not the best version, but it really made me understand how North Africa was pretty important. And why it was kind of, in all the death and destruction, almost just a different type of war altogether.
I did drop a link for it in the General in Discord.
Yeah, I found the hardcover. Oh, the hardcover's not that expensive. All right. Oh, you found. Let me check that one in Discord's good. Yeah, that's the one. All right. Yeah, I'll link that.
Okay. Yeah, this guy. Ah. Well, glad we're gonna have a chance to heal up.
Oh, thank you for throwing me. No. So that's my spiel about the North African campaign.
Thank you. Fascinating stuff.
Speaking of which, one of the authors I followed for so long finally concluded one of his series.
Which one is that?
Joshua Dalzell. He's known for the let me see, which series is it? No, Omega Force, which is basically his take on Galaxy's Edge. He literally said he was inspired by Galaxy's Edge. Not Galaxy's Edge. Why am I blanking on the MCU? The one with Captain Star-Lord. Why am I blanking out? Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, he said he was fully inspired by Guardians of the Galaxy, right, when they were big in the MCU. But he has his own spin on stuff, and he has a background as basically technician, air military mechanic, contractor, not in the military, for the fly-by-wire systems for the B-1s. He used to work on them. One of the ships he literally has is inspired by the B-1 bombers. So
Cool stuff.
yeah. He leans into his knowledge of that in some of his books, being able to literally have one plot device about. And I'm like going, I would not thought of that, but considering you worked on fly-by-wire systems, you would know how all this box and wires would work in your sci-fi, but seem plausible real.
Right, what you know, right?
Right, yeah. So he snuck that in on one book as a plot device. So, but he wrote a sub-series that was more conventional when spaceships on covers were selling everything, because of, and he wrote the first one was called Destroyer, but it literally was basically I guess literally you could say a space version of a World War II battleship meets World War II destroyer, but in space. So it was designed to take a beating, but it's also like out of date, like it's still running in the 90s equivalent, but it should have been already dismantled and put out of service. But they're still running it because it's the backwater fleet. But they're finally retiring it. And the captain also is kind of how should I put it? The best way to put it is a minority allowed to, but it's not a minority given a slot. No, it's more of like he's literally pressed down and not allowed. Like he literally got lucky, and people don't like that he got the position. And the minority in this case is Earthlings, just pure Earthlings, because all the colonial worlds are basically wonderful, and Earth is the backwater. So he's on his final mission. He knows the Admiral hates him because he's an Earthling. And then one intel guy warns him that actually where you're going is we're not sure what's going on. You kind of need to have your head on a swivel. Like, we're really not sure what's going on out here. A bunch of ships are disappearing. 2 colonies are not reporting in. TL communications are not real. They literally go the same speed as your ship. So you have to send little ships, comm drones in this universe. But basically, the whole book turns into him fighting one alien, effectively rock, that can fire plasma at him, move more faster than him, and pretty much kill planets. Not blow them apart, but kill everything on it.
Sure.
Yeah. And the only reason he has a fighting chance is because this old destroyer battleship is able to take a beating from his stupidity in the first few fights. So, but the book series goes on from there, and it has like 3 trilogies, and this is the final trilogy of the series. Finally having the final book for that trilogy.
Recommend it?
Yeah, it has compared to some sci-fi clean language, no central stuff. Like there's a romance, but it's set to the side and is only used now and then. But it is referenced as a good plot device. Like the romance is used as a good plot thing, related to one of the main characters not remembering one event, and then his love interest basically confirms, yes, you did remember that, right? And going, oh, so, but it was a good plot device usage. Yeah.
And that author's name was?
Joshua Denzel. I will put it in chat right now.
Okay, just as
From
the fight is on. This is a classic battle right here. Love the setting. So remember, this is the guy whose sister we killed.
Oof.
Wygraph.
For some reason, spared us last time. Don't think he will this time.
Ooh, playing the your dead sister would be disappointing part.
Yeah, unfortunately, didn't work. Ooh. Kick the dog moment. Agent
He's
of
fully
Chaos.
surrendered to it.
Yeah, Agent of Chaos check.
Yeah.
Why is chaos in quotes?
Ah,
Like I thought it was weird that heresy was in quotes, but there's a lot of stuff that's just in quotes.
this is a delightfully bad translation. It's as infamous as Final Fantasy IV's. Yeah, a lot of writers are tempted to go nuts with the scare quotes. I don't know why. Like often it's a subtle attempt to editorialize.
Isn't italics better?
I wonder if it was in those Japanese brackets in the original and they interpreted them all as quotes.
Or it could
Japanese
be...
brackets.
It could have been words written in katakana, too. Because those are usually, like, titles.
And in place of quotation marks in Japanese, you'll sometimes see these L-shaped brackets used.
Hmm.
They'll usually be like it'll be like in the upper left corner of the first symbol and the lower right corner of the last symbol.
Gotcha.
The implied box characters.
Yeah. So you'll sometimes see it, I think, used for proper titles of things, where it's meant to like make them stand out in the sentence versus them being in the equivalent of English quote marks.
Gotcha.
Uh-oh. We might be stuck in a stalemate here. Because I can do this forever. And he keeps guarding my attack. Okay, let's try something else.
Interesting.
That can't hit him. Alright, let's see what's going on.
incompatible zodiac or something?
Possibly I'm a Sagittarius, I think. Yeah. He's a Scorpio or Virgo. Yeah. Oh no, wait. So he's bad against Sagittarius, so I think that means he's bad at attacking me. On the inputs for checking his status and mine are different, so it's throwing me off a bit. Oh yeah. So he is nerfed at attacking me, and I am nerfed at attacking him because of our zodiac signs.
Is this magic, or can you go fisticuffs?
Either way, it applies to everything.
Oh, no getting around this with just, oh, I'll just punch him then.
There we go. Yeah, I just gotta hope I roll good. And I just did. But I have an ability that lets me heal by walking on, and I can use monk abilities to heal for free. So I can always undo the damage he does. So it's a war of attrition.
Useful.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying that's useful.
Yeah?
That means you can actually get more aggressive on him by just moving in position.
Well, I don't want to do that or he'll just stomp me. I've got him stuck in a pattern here. So I get as close as I can to him, use Wave Fist. Whether or not it hits, he retaliates with Lightning Stab and then backs up to that space right next to the door. Then I go back to my starting position and heal. And then he goes back to his starting position and we just loop it. And eventually I'll win. And he's getting the smirt here. I don't really care. Blah blah blah, miserable little pile of secrets, okay, yada yada. Getting a demon wax political. People are satisfied being used. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Okay, getting smirt.
Opiate masses or something?
Is he quoting Pink Floyd there? Yeah. That's got to be a little translator's conceit. Oh yeah, you pegged it. He's going full opiate to the masses.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
All human beings use
I
religion as a
swear,
crutch.
college kids read Marx one time.
Yeah. Oh.
If it's a crutch, everyone's...
Yeah, everyone
Well,
except
here's the
for
logic. If
me.
it's a crutch, then...
Go ahead.
Yep. Oh, no, the logic is, well, it's a crutch. But I'm going, oh, that's true, but if everyone needs the crutch, then... Well...
I mean, again, though, you're getting into the... Yeah. The more important question is whether it's true.
And by the way, chat, yeah, good suggestion. I could use Yell to make myself go faster, but I don't want to do that because that would sacrifice an action. And all I want to do is alternate between using either Wave Fist or Chakra to heal myself. Because again, I got him... Now I got him. I got him locked in a pattern here. And in a war of attrition, I'm guaranteed victory. So I'm going to play it safe. Between his monologuing.
And what does he do? He starts monologuing.
And he just ran away.
Has big
Starts
ego.
going on about how inevitable my defeat is, and the world will soon be his. Yada yada yada. Great scene.
Yep.
Great
You
movie.
got me monologuing.
Mhm.
And he's back. Well, I think that might be the first time I've ever seen the hero yelling out, "Come back and fight," actually work. Oh, of course he's going to do this.
Unveil his final form or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice effect. I like that.
Isn't that nice?
Is he an evil sheep?
I think so. He's sheeple.
Oh my goodness. They went full
That's
the
that's a very fluffy demon.
they went full past heresy and straight into satanic worship.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 would pet vigorously. Oh, those guys look like they mean business. I don't know about this. Uh... Huh. Okay. Ooh. See what happens. Gonna make sure this can hit. Okay.
So did this just go from a boss fight to a straight out, full out battle?
Yeah.
Not a lot of room to maneuver.
No. Look, I'm forgetting my Sun Tzu. Let's see what we're dealing with. Archaic Demon. Oh, cannot enter water. That's good to know.
Oh. Vampire level features.
And when I cannot inspect the boss's status. Clever. Ooh, and they're different levels. Whoops. Okay, so that'll get that one. So level prime number gets one of them. I think I'm on level. No, experience prime number does. Okay. Arg. That would target everyone. That targets no one. Okay. Well, he's probably not going to like this. Oh. Well, never mind.
By he, you mean the guy who just missed?
Haha. I'm getting across this stream now. Oh boy. Oh, he's just outside my range. Oh, fun! Okay, that looks impressive. Almost have to admire that.
Yes, the Giga Flare was nice. Animators are going all out on this one.
And a very impressive job they're doing.
Indeed.
Sheesh. I saw the replay on the stream. That's just, oh my goodness.
I'm losing turns here. So can't get my guys in range. Oh. Well, okay. So let's try this. That's more like it. I see your Giga Flare and raise you my regular flare.
Very effective and leveled up.
Right, and turned into little gargoyles again.
Suitable for display. Ooh, took the
You
Retro
hear
out.
about that stone in Japan that supposedly held some great evil that just shattered?
No.
Yes.
The Seshiseki
Yeah.
holding, I believe it's a nine-tailed fox demon.
Tamamo no...
No, my.
I think there's an ooh in there.
Yeah. That's just another one to add to the pile. We already have the sarcophagus that should have been opened, but was opened.
Yeah, in my White Wolf campaign, I said
what?
there was an antediluvian in there.
Oh, it was like many years.
Okay, go ahead and explain.
Was this about a sarcophagus that was not supposed to be
It
open?
was like yeah, I don't remember how many years ago. I think it was early Trump presidency timeline here in the timelines of timelines. But in Egypt, I think it was found a sarcophagus, a black one, almost like black stone, discovered. And of course, they decided to open it right there, not recover it and do whatever. And there was like juice found. Like it was like
It was
if you're going to
red.
write a plot to a movie, that this was bad juju already. Yes, it was red. Yeah, this is like bad juju already. Like you're writing a movie plot. This is going straight down to you're calling in the end of the world, or at least the end of everyone who's here. And I don't remember the whole thing about it, but I'm like going, wow, so we have a thing containing a demon. I'll just throw that on my pile of other things that we've also called up recently, like 8chan summoning the Chaos Gods and
Oh yeah, that
and
was.
sarcophagus unlocking whatever thing that was mummified with juice. So yeah, just I'll stack this on the pile of oh no.
I'm only invoking the ruinous powers I.
And he does not like my
Yeah,
thief.
well, that's what happens when everyone thinks thief.
Yeah, he's targeting my thief with Cyclops again.
Did he take some gold?
Yeah. No.
Did he steal something?
No, but he is a calculator.
So, question
Oh.
for the professional writer / theologian in the room. I suppose
What?
writers. Kind of related to that discussion we were having on Sunday. If you had to make up a church with an authentic seeming doctrine or dogma, like if you wanted to do a Crystal Dragon Jesus church that wouldn't just sound like a parody to people like us, how would you go about doing it?
Well, you're luck. I have written about this. It just so happens. So, okay. You would want to actually do your world building, so put the same amount of effort into studying religion that you would into, like, cartography or geology or history. Like, if you wanted to write, say, a thinly veiled historical fiction based around, like, the War of the Roses, or like the Three Kingdoms period, you would do some research on that. Well, roll up your sleeves and crack some church history books, crack some comparative religion or theology books, and liturgy manuals. Like, you can find the rubrics for the Mass. Like, you can find the Missal online. Look up what actually happens at religious services. But for the Cliffs Notes version, so excuse me, for the Cliffs Notes version, every religion to qualify as a religion has 3 elements. Has a cult, which is a codified set of beliefs. It has a code, which is a moral system, and it has a creed or profession of faith. So 99% of fantasy authors would get ahead of the game just by deciding what those 3 things are for their Crystal Dragon religion. Because as you pointed out, Martel, in our discussion, none of these fantasy religions, which are all just versions of Christianity with some mixture of like Shinto or Buddhism, like you never get to see like their version of the divine liturgy, right? You don't know what their sacraments are. You don't hear about any famous theological controversies, right? Just come up with that stuff.
Actually, yeah, you talking about that, Brian. I think I remember you did it maybe a few times. I can't remember. And I don't know where I saw it, but I know a few other books actually at least got that right. They actually added like sacraments or equivalent of saints or something. They just didn't like make it happen. They actually did some of what you talked about, and it helped their world building with whatever church or priesthood or whatever they're running.
Well, good.
Yeah, like Crystal Dragon Church has never, for example, communion. They never show anyone doing any sort of ceremony like that, and they never explain why people do it, what the history of it is, why they consider it necessary. I think the closest I've really ever seen them doing is, like religious festivals, but again, that's more Shintoism.
Yeah.
That's kind of something that's done.
Yep. And it's because almost all of these authors are modernist consumers, and they have no concept of the value of religion.
Part of it's just because they don't actually believe in anything. They can't conceive of anyone who does.
Yeah, well, it's
All
even
their beliefs are just an aesthetic choice. They're driven by material realities, so they think everyone else's are too.
It's weird because they kind of, like, they have beliefs. They kind of believe in things. They just deny it. But yeah, at heart, it's all materialistic.
Well, I mean, everyone believes in something deep down, but all of the things which they profess to believe in are just driven by society. They are the last man. Or if you prefer the Christian apologist, men without chests.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great, I can't get to that guy.
Looking in the comments, for a game from 1997, Final Fantasy Tactics graphics have aged incredibly well. Yes, they have.
As someone who came into gaming mostly post PlayStation 1, basically start of 3D, a lot of the games I enjoyed early on, except, yeah, pretty much all the early Polygon games I enjoyed, except for a few. All the ones that really were well stylized, they did not age as well as the 2D games right before, or I did haphazardly play around that era.
Oh, really? Okay, that's bad. Clops.
And then from the same earlier Vigraph is an interesting character study. His quote-unquote wokeness ends in nihilism. He literally sells his soul to a devil just to watch the world he hates so much burn. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'll pass that off to someone because I have to
That's essentially what it looks like to me.
concentrate totally right now because this guy's really tough.
Yeah. I'm
Basically-
buying into that story that looks exactly like it's laid out.
Yeah, I didn't bring. I really needed a summoner to take him out because Lich is his weakness. So I really don't have the heavy artillery. I really need to land body blows on this guy. Case in point.
Oof.
I'm just nickel and diming him.
I see it. I see your last man standing. It's back to one-on-one.
Whoops. And he
Oh,
got
no.
me. Well, that's the way the ball bounces.
And now you bring a summoner.
Yep. Yeah, let's try that.
So where was that artillery piece?
I'm gonna get it.
Okay, you're going to dig in the closet and find the artillery piece.
Let me just grab the howitzer out back.
Yep. Yeah, I need to get more serious. That's okay, I've got the tools to do this. I also now know he can petrify people. So, let's see. I need that bracer, though. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I want. Don't have to worry too much about expanding my movement range because it's such a tight area. Oh, does he really not have that? Oh, I can't afford it. Oh well. I'm gonna worry about him. So, all I'm gonna do... Let's do this. Okay, just for fun. Okay. Okay, that should do it. Unfortunately, I can't change my birthday.
No time travel mechanic.
Well, there is some interdimensional stuff, but not time travel per se.
Alright, gents, I gotta turn in for the night. It's been fun.
Have a good night, Teal.
Alright. Care, man.
Alright, the rematch. This one's for the championship. But if it doesn't work out, I'll just try it again.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Yeah. Mercies for the week. Especially against a boutique, nihilism-motivated jackass.
Can't even do nihilism properly.
Nope.
Well, that's why you went full Satan.
Hey, Dr. Satan up there. Yeah, we've heard this, we've heard this, we've heard this. Sorry if you wanted to read this chat and you just joined us, you can go back like 30 minutes and watch it the first time.
It's just the generic boilerplate. I don't know, is it a particularly Japanese thing? Because I know this is popping in media all the time. Just, I hate everything, everything is terrible.
Yes, that's the only kind of villain they're allowed to have. Because at least for right now, that's really the only thing that audiences could agree would be bad. Or at least most of them.
Oh yeah, and then you look at some of the worlds that they come up with, and the villain has a point.
I said multiple times what the real world needs is an anime villain. Because the anime villain is effectively trying to fix things. Hell, that's actually a...
Although-
one...
Yeah, this one's just a lazy, I'm smarter than everyone else, I'm the only one who sees how much the world sucks, blah blah.
Well, usually the genius is either, like, so frazzled and doesn't care and is working on his genius project. Kind of the crazy professor stereotype. Or he's actually a real genius and can be able to manipulate people. One book I was reading or listening to recently, the technological genius is basically very narcissistic, but he is very good at getting people to listen to what he wants so he can get what he wants. So then he can go back and be a crazy madman in the laboratory. So he actually has social skills, at least on the purple end.
Yeah, so the Proto-Men, by the same.
Well, this time my first attack landed. Second one didn't.
That's a plus.
Yeah, but see if we can do a bit better. Take him down a little faster. Just need better rolls. Also, his belt looks really big.
Like a hula hoop now that you mention it.
Well, hey, maybe he lost weight. Good for him. Oh, he probably needs
Like
it
an
to...
orbital belt.
He probably needs it to accommodate the transformation into a mini Hulk sheeple. So that's it.
Strategic planning.
There we go. I'm doing better.
Planning for success this one.
Oh yeah! Wow, look at that. Got him in like 4 rounds. Hey, you get to watch this again.
Yeah, that's looking sweet. I like that.
Sheesh. Oh my goodness. Devil sheep.
Well, it's almost an arachnid sheep. It's got 4 arms.
Oh my goodness, you're right. Yeah, they decided to go with some of the Oni features into the sheep.
Those are his bouncers.
I've seen that as a tendency. Yeesh. Yeah, arms crossed, bouncer sheep.
You must be this strong to fight.
Says they got a dress code. I don't know. I think Rommel's armor, aka Reinhardt's armor.
I actually did kind of like that.
Yeah.
I actually did like that mechanic from One Piece, Haki or whatever it was called, where it's a sorting system for whether you should even bother fighting someone. Like, if you pass out, you would just straight up lose, so there's absolutely no point in fighting.
Getting ahead of myself there. In case it wasn't obvious, I test out the math skill variables with Cure. Just in case it goes off, I don't want to nuke my own guys. Okay, so I can get him.
Wise.
Oh, I'm glad you approve. And I'm not going to waste time with Holy. Because it wasn't just flavor text. Apparently these guys... Like,
Well,
apparently they predate, like, the source of priest magic. Like their descriptions say. So. Anyway, you were saying?
So metrics like whole.
I was just saying, you one-shot your own how many times before you got onto that?
More than I'd like to say.
He uses nuclear bomb. Finds out nuclear bomb is literally ineffective. Meanwhile, friendlies. Help us.
Okay. Yeah, so... It's Mustadio who's being targeted. Do I have anything that can reach him? Yes, I do! Nice! Oh, silenced him! Ha 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 ha! Okay. So... Oh, okay, yeah, that target's a huge area. Oh, let's see if this works. It did! Alright. Oh, perfect. Okay. Uh-oh. I like that one, Ardenon.
Also very nice. That blue and black together is killer. Some very nice effects that go on in this game. It's a joy to watch.
Oh, nice. Every one of them I take out means more turns for me.
Self-reinforcing feedback loop.
Hey, there you go. Ah. Okay.
So you did steal stuff.
A little bit. Oh, and him getting silenced stopped his summon. Oh, that's great.
Nice.
Ah, darn it. I do not want to heal that guy up there. That's more like it. I'll take that. Because he hasn't been damaged yet. Oh, Mustadio and my thief must be compatible.
So I remember you going over the. You going over the.
Hold on. Did you guys see that? Apparently this summon monster's name is Rich. Because they substituted an R for the L. Okay, there was that artillery you were talking about.
Yep, rich.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Emperor.
Around the way. I remember you mentioning about the calculators, and I've seen it before. That you choosing off of the primes, and it's unlike the system I've seen in any other games like this. Well, I guess the more modern ones don't have as much complexity. Oh my, pretty.
Yeah, drink it in.
But you picking numbers, and it seems to be actually that the prime numbers or the number you pick is selecting which things on the field you can affect. But it's not like you get to choose. You have to find the best of the numbers to use. And I've seen you flipping through the finding the whatever number to use.
Yeah, they are variables. So I'll go over how it works next time one of my calculators comes up. But first... I'm gonna kill these guys. Oh, is that not gonna hit him? Ah! I'm gonna take height into account. Oh well. Well, and actually, I really need to get Rich involved again. See, I can do that too. If I want, I can teleport. Villains don't get to have all the fun. Okay, so here's a calculator, right? So, what I think I really want to do at this point is either reverse Reinhardt's petrification, which Mustadio can do on his own, because he's a chemist, and I think... Oh wait, I don't know if he has the right item skill, though, because you would need a gold needle to reverse that. Now, my summoner also needs healing, but Rich is going to show up before that would happen, I believe. Let's see. Oh, no. So that guy over there is going to act first. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to finish that guy up there off. So look at his stats. So with a calculator, I can choose 2 variables, and the spell I choose will affect every every unit on the map that meets the combination of those 2 variables. So I can do level, experience, height, or CT. So this guy's a 10, so like a height 5 will get him. Unfortunately, Mustadio is also at height 5, so I don't want to do that. He's a level 28, so a level 4 will get him. Which will also get me. So I don't want to do that. And he's at CT4. So is Mustadio. Like, so is everyone. So I'm just going to see if there's some... Yeah, so go to math skill. So the first variable is ability. So, CT prime number will affect Reinhardt there. That's good to know. Guess I don't want to use CT. That's the one downside of math skill, is it's kind of hard to target. Ooh, okay, that's nice, because that'll hit the dude who's on death's door, the main baddie, and a statue. So that's what I want. I want this combination of variables. Oh, it might also hit me. I just saw that. Oh well, greater good.
Oops.
Greater good. Yep, greater good. Oh, he survived!
Suicide bomb, literally.
And we won. So that was definitely worth it. Whoa!
Is it weird that I'm reading the whoa in like a rock voice?
No. He's totally metal.
Excellent.
Wow, man.
Oh, and we get a shiny. So see, it was just a matter of having the right tools.
And sometimes the right tool is a battleship's 16-inch main guns.
Yeah.
By the way, I've always wondered, does that measure the barrel's bore or the diameter of the shell? Or something else?
Yes.
Oh, so they're exactly the same?
Yep.
Okay. So those are rifled then, I take it.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes, they are.
Cool. Oh, wow! And she's gonna need years of therapy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What just happened?
I think Vormov happened. Because we did see this last time, where so Grand Duke Barenton was trying to lean on Vormov and was trying to play the whole, well, I know that the Shrine Knights have the Zodiac Stones and are like plotting to use them, yada yada. And as you were kind of saying, made the classic blunder of mistaking influence for power. And this is a result of him getting front row seats to what power can do.
Yeah.
Honestly, best depiction of that in modern media remains that moment from The Dark Knight Rises where the guy that they were fake setting up to be the main bad guy, like, I paid you a small fortune, Bane. And this gives you power over me.
Good one.
Yeah.
Or that just
Bane
There he goes.
posting all day.
Yep.
Uh,
Don't go, I'm in charge here. Just rests his hand on the guy's shoulder. Do you feel in charge?
Yeah, that literally is the answer in many ways to the Game of Thrones, who's the most powerful person in the room question. Like, the swordsman has to be paid by the banker. The banker can bribe both of them, but then they have their conclusion that it's the man who can spin the tale is the most powerful. But
as much as I dislike the show, they also have a pretty good moment where Littlefinger and Cersei are talking. Littlefinger's going, I found in my business that knowledge is power. At which point Cersei gestures to the four guards she has and says, kill him. Take their knives out, rest it against his throat, and she goes, wait, stop. I've changed my mind. Back off. Take 2 steps back. Turn around. They all turn around. Close your eyes. Now jump up and down. And they start jumping up and down. And she just looks at Littlefinger and goes, power is power.
yeah, no, it's there's a, I can't remember when it was, I was on 8chan or not, but there was a little post about someone talking about the nature of power outright. I actually think I got it somewhere. They were called the Beaver Posts. But it literally goes into power is power.
Yeah, Beaver and on. He has some cringe
Beaver
libertarian tendencies, but by and large he's pretty good.
I don't think I've actually read any of those.
Well, you can find them narrated. I will send you some links, because there are YouTube channels that do nothing but run, like, they get text-to-speech emulators to read green texts. And I think Clover Lawn is the one that does a lot of Beaver and on posts. And I like the voice they chose for him. So you would just go to YouTube and look up Clover Lawn. Should be on that account. But yeah, I mean, that's a great example of Enlightenment thinker meet medieval thinker. Enlightenment thinker BTFO'd.
Yeah. No, the Beaver one was the best argument for basically decentralized government, but it said it must recognize that that type of society must remember the power is held in each person who can have a firearms power. And once society basically forgets that or doesn't acknowledge that that's where the power comes from, then, well, then it's back to whoever can manipulate, who has influential power. And that's what we're under, really, is the influential systems of mind control right now, not actually hard power.
It's all quite feminine.
Yeah, I've had arguments with people who have said that wars between states are obsolete or won't happen again or whatever. And so what we're looking at is hybrid wars, where it's persistent low-grade conflicts without major armed clashes. That's done primarily through economic and industrial cybernetic systems. And I tried to get through that, okay, sure, whatever, but the thing that backs all of that up is still the existence of hard power.
Oh, yeah. Well,
They just don't get it.
No, yeah, well.
And
No,
you even saw that a couple of weeks ago where some person at State Department was saying, yeah, we were all completely blindsided. Was the prevailing theory was that you wouldn't see war between states anymore, and it was going to be a gray or hybrid conflict, but no, they're just straight up rolling tank columns in.
Yes, from the chat, bad player. Thank you for joining when you did join. But this is a good quote of hard power summed up in Americana form. Gun is agency given form.
Pretty much.
It's another form of God made man, cult made them equal, but a different form of that meme.
By the way, important plot point here. So Vormov was about to finish off Alma, but the Virgo stone is resonating with her for some reason.
Uh-oh.
Sends a hostage.
She already was.
Usefulness.
And now his attitude's totally changed.
Come with me.
Oh no, she's the one.
Honestly, I kind of like that. About to kill. Wait, stones respawning? Very nice. I didn't expect to meet you here.
We can do things now. You are very useful.
Yay things. Did he just cop a
Useful things.
Oh no. She dropped it.
Rip. She might have had some brains on her.
Okay. I think I'm gonna put a pin in the game for now, but I'll go ahead and read through chat before we wrap up the show. Let me just, there we go. Leave it on the formation screen. It's always pleasant. Oh, what did I miss?
Did he actually just do the thing where your cell phone falls out of your pocket and you don't notice?
Well, she did. The stone...
She did do that.
Yeah, the stone she took from Islud just, like, fell out of her pocket. Not sure which one it was.
Well, was it the Virgo stone? Wasn't that what was mentioned?
No, Vormov has Virgo. It was, like, glowing from under his, like, tabard. So.
Got it.
I think we've covered everything so far. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, chat. That's our show. I'm going to plan on streaming again tomorrow night at 9 Central. Hopefully everyone can join me. And look forward to seeing you then for more Final Fantasy Tactics fun. So until then, this has been Brian, and my panel tonight has been...
Ferdinand Studios.
And Brad?
Martel.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon. Make sure to tune in for the regular Geek Gab show on Saturdays with Daddy Warpig and Doranall.